off a daily fantasy. His number too high, then I'm probably fading him. He been on the road, he gon' eat up my salary. I hit up by, he gon' lie before lock. Play back to back, then I probably won't pick on the DFS bachelor, good as it gets. Bit a few liners and hit me a leg. He had a good game, but it might be a trick. Log in the Slack so I know who to pick. Sharing our liners, we all gon' get rich. New to this game, you should come to the page. You might want some cash and get a good laugh. DFS sports, we gon' run up a bag. He heard every game and it's making me mad. You buying your lineups, I think you a cheater. DFS bachelor, he the new leader. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Bachelor Pad. I, of course, am your host of DFS Bachelor, and we're going to go over our fantasy draft NBA picks for Tuesday, March 10th. It's a 9-game slate today, so we'll probably get less injury and less craziness than we got last night in a 3-game slate. We talked about it in the video. Fucking Milwaukee Bucks, man. A big to the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's just pure garbage. But that being said, thank you for all your guys' support. Seriously, I truly do appreciate it. All the kind words, comments every day, making me a part of your day. I really do appreciate all of that. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the team. Be sure to hit subscribe down below. Get access to all of our content, NBA for Fantasy Draft, FanDuel, DraftKings, etc. We'll be back to the XFL schedule this week as well, so I appreciate that. Also, by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and leaving a comment in the comment section, you qualify for our weekly $25 PayPal giveaway sponsored by Draft Dashboard. And if you comment with your fantasy draft username, you could qualify for our giveaways. And we're giving away 2 free entries today into the pick and roll on Fantasy Draft simply by commenting with your Fantasy Draft user account. If you do not have one, go to fantasydraft.com, enter promo code DFS Bachelor, create your account. It's absolutely free to create your account. Comment with your Fantasy Draft username, and you can win. So real quick, before I jump into everything else, and before I forget, as I tend to do, let's announce our 2 winners. So our 2 winners are Arano WM2 and Ozzy 1023. So congratulations to you guys. I'll be sending that information over here as soon as I'm done recording this, and we'll get that into your account. You'll see it in the upcoming tab of your account. So congratulations to you guys. It's that simple. Comment Fantasy Draft username and win. Also, for those of you who are new and have never played Fantasy Draft and are wondering what it is, it's rake-free DFS. And how that's different from the other sites is that when you put your entry fee into a tournament, into a contest, all of your entry fees go directly back into the prize pool. So you have a higher chance of winning, and you have a higher chance of winning more. Fantasy Draft, it's a lot of fun. Be sure to check it out. And they're just great people. They're so kind and nice, wonderful to work with. I love the Fantasy Draft people. So there is that. So as usual, I do a quick core 5. Now, I think we saw this last night. Anything could happen. Illnesses, dipshit coaches, teams are tanking, etc. The one good thing is team like Chicago that's in tank and mode and everything else, they give you information the day before. So why the standard bearer in the Eastern Conference this year can't show the same kind of competitive integrity is beyond me. I think it's pathetic. I hope that they lose their ass. I hope there's torn ACLs across the board. Sons of bitches. Anyways, I digress. So here's my core 5. But again, you can follow me on Twitter. Follow someone on Twitter at DFS Bachelor or anyone else. Just try to stay as up to date as possible with up to the minute news and everything, especially this time of year. Shit is going to be crazy. Obviously, the big kind of injury news today right now is LeBron is questionable with his groin. That's been their excuse to rest him all year long. So we'll see if that continues tonight. So let's start at the top. We'll start with the value play right off the bat. And because of all the injuries to the backcourt, Darius Garland, Kevin Porter, etc., Matthew Dellavedova has been playing a shit ton of minutes for Cleveland. In his last 3 games, he's played 35-plus minutes. He's put up a 12, which is scary, but he's also put up back-to-back 36s. Now, Chicago is number 1 overall in terms of defending point guards, but in fantasy draft scoring against guards, they are 26th. He's 7,700 on fantasy draft. That kind of minutes against a Bulls team who's not great defensively, I'll take a shot. You're getting in the equivalent of $38.50 on DraftKings. You will notice the salary cap, and the salary cap is doubled on fantasy draft from that of DraftKings. So 7,700 is actually super cheap. And one game in the last 4 where he's really played some minutes against Chicago, he did put up a 30. I think Matthew Dellavedova is a fine play tonight. Next, against a Washington team that is 28th in terms of fantasy draft scoring against opposing guards. They are 27th overall against point guards. I like Elf Payton against the Knicks. He's 12-5 on fantasy draft, the equivalent of just over 6,200 on DraftKings. You're getting him for 6,300 today on DraftKings. He has a 46 and a 35 in 2 of his last 3 against Washington. I like Elf Payton quite a bit tonight. Next, the rookie who has been on fire with no Zach Lavine. They actually announced yesterday that Kobe White will be starting over Thomas Satoransky. So you'll probably see Denzel Valentine, Shaq Harrison, and Kobe White, maybe Otto Porter or Wendell Carter. There's going to be weird rotations. Lauri Markkanen is also back for Chicago. He played about 20 minutes, but Kobe White is their guy. He has been absolutely red hot. 5 straight games of 35 or more. In terms of guards, Cleveland is 22nd in fantasy draft scoring against opposing guards. Overall, against point guards, Cleveland allows the most fantasy points in the league to opposing point guards. I think Kobe White is in a smash spot. You're getting him for 12,500 today on fantasy draft as well. So again, the equivalent of about 6,200. Today on DraftKings, he's 6,800. He's been on a massive tear. It's a good matchup. I expect Kobe White to go off today. Next, at /center. Now, this is really based on if LeBron James misses, but also I love playing big men against Brooklyn. Centers versus Brooklyn, skilled big men against Brooklyn. Now, overall, against /centers, they are 9th, and against power forwards, they are 4th. But, of course, they allow the second most fantasy points to opposing centers. Anthony Davis is a different beast altogether. If you look at his last 5 games against Brooklyn, he did have a 38 the last time, which was disappointing. But the previous 4, an 83, a 60, an 88, and a 67. He's 18K on fantasy draft, the equivalent of 9K on DraftKings. I think Anthony Davis is in a smash spot tonight. He's probable with the elbow, shoulder, whatever they want to call it. Again, LeBron James questionable for tonight. May rest with the supposed groin injury. Yeah. Anthony Davis in a smash spot. Big man against Brooklyn is a moneymaker, and it has been for years. And finally, we got some salary to pay up for. There's plenty of options. I like Hassan Whiteside again against Phoenix. These teams just played. He put up a 58. Aaron Baines put up like a 65. Aaron Baines could be an interesting mid-tier type play today if DeAndre Ayton misses again. He's 16-4 on fantasy draft. That's the equivalent of 8,200 on DraftKings, and he goes for 9K on DraftKings. His last 2 games, as a matter of fact, against Phoenix are a 58 and a 55. I think Hassan Whiteside is on track to smash them again, and he did that and with Damian Lillard back against Phoenix, that 58, so that didn't seem to affect him there. The rebounding, the shot blocking, etc. Overall, against /centers, Phoenix is allowing the second most fantasy draft points in the league. My dog is hitting the camera. Barry, get away from the camera. And overall, against centers, Phoenix is 25th in the league. So if you go with that core 5 of Dellavedova, Elf Payton, Kobe White, AD, and Whiteside, still leaves you $10,966 per player. It's plenty of salary to finish out your roster. Of course, a lot can change, so this is an early on look, but I do think it's a core 5 that looks good. Congratulations again to our winners, Arano WM2 and Ozzy 1023. Don't forget, comment with your fantasy draft username. You can be part of the drawing. We'll do another one on Friday. This is making up for last week, so I appreciate all your patience. May the fantasy gods be with you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Fantasydraft.com, promo code DFS Bachelor. Cheers to you all. One last big you to the Milwaukee Bucks. I do appreciate all your time, etc. Good luck tonight, and we'll see you here in just a few minutes for our FanDuel and DraftKings NBA video as well. Thank you all again so much. Goodbye, folks.